Shadow Mewtwo has arrived in 5-star Shadow raids in Pokemon Go. Today we're actually going to go out and do a few of these raids in the hope that we get the shiny Shadow Mewtwo. Now, as we know, Mewtwo is a psychic type, which means it is weak to Bug, Dark and Ghost. Probably best avoiding Bug types taken in, but you really want to take in your stronger Ghost and Dark types. So I have already Mega Evolved my Houndoom for the Mega bonus. This raid is supposedly doable with about 4 decently high level trainers with good counters. So all being well, we'll go in, we're going to have a few groups and hopefully we're going to get about sort of 10 to a dozen people raiding in the hope that we get this. I really want to keep raiding this until I get the shiny, but it depends how common the shinies are. So without further ado, we're going to get into the raids which hatch in a few minutes. Now, looking on the local, there don't appear to be any about, so we'll jump onto Campfire. So checking Campfire, there are a couple around, although to be fair, they're a little bit sparse to start with, but we do have a few that we can go at, so we're going to jump in the cars and head to the first of these Shadow Mewtwo raids. There we go. My first Shadow Mewtwo raid. That is a gorgeous Shadow one, and don't forget we're looking for 2387 for the Hundo and 2984 for the Weather Booster. Ours isn't Weather Booster, so we're just looking for the 2387. Oh, this is going down easy, isn't it? Look at that. Oh, it's gone huge on my screen. It's massive. 2387 for the Hundo, non-weather boosted.
Oh shit, I did.
You got a shiny?
You got a green one.
Yeah. Nice.
Do you know,
first raid.
You steal them from us.
Mine, no. 2286. Ooh.
What's a good one?
2387. Yeah, 2387. This might run actually.
Mine's gonna. 2284.
Yeah, exactly. No, we got it. We got it. Shiny? No. So it's Sunday, day 2 of the Shadow Mewtwo raid. Yesterday was a complete wipeout, 10 raids done, no shinies, and out of the combined 100 raids that we did throughout the day, only 2 shinies yesterday. Hopefully today's shiny rate is better. So all in all, I ended up with no shiny Mewtwo, and yeah, it was a bone of contention, certainly towards the end, but we got 28 Mewtwo, only one remotely anywhere nearly good, that 91% Shadow Mewtwo which we got there. Everything else was absolutely dreadful, but the takeaway I do have from this is that it was nice to see full lobbies. It was nice to actually see people out raiding and people enjoying themselves. Now, I'm not taking away from the people that are living in the smaller rural places or people that are disabled and couldn't get out, but it was nice to actually go out and do old school raiding. A couple of other thoughts I do have is that this was kind of a raid weekend, but it wasn't. We were literally waiting for raids to hatch. These were just 5-star raids, and the Regigigas was still hatching. So these were Shadow 5-star raids that were hatching in the pool of raids that could hatch. So the actual amount of the Shadow Mewtwo raids wasn't as high as I would have hoped for. It would have been nice to see more of these because there was a lot of waiting around, but they were very separated. We had to do the whole thing in the car. There was no real way that we could have actually done this on foot. So polluting the planet to a certain degree, but it was the only way we could actually get from raid to raid to raid, and we did it as effectively as we could. We had 4 in each car, and I was the only one out of my carpool that didn't actually get a shiny for the whole weekend. Every other one in the car did get 1 or maybe 2 of the shiny Mewtwo, but RNG just wasn't on my side. And whilst yes, I am a little bit gutted, I understand how the game works, and just because something is a 1 in 20, 1 in 25 chance doesn't mean you're going to get it out of 20-25 raids. That's unfortunately not how this game works. But I do know that eventually at some point Shadow Mewtwo will be back. I'll have another shot at it, but it would have been nice to have it more of an event. For example, have Shadow Mewtwo spawn on every gym, and that would and that's where the microphone battery died. So as I was saying, it would have been nice to see the Shadow Mewtwo spawn across all gyms in town. That way we could have actually planned a route and we could have walked and done a raid train more like the old days. Plus there wouldn't have been all of the waiting around because we were actually out ready to raid for the majority of the 2 days, and there was a lot of waiting around. As you saw there, I ended up on 28 Shadow Mewtwo, but I think I ended up doing about 36 or 37 raids, which wasn't overkill, but there wasn't actually many raids I missed. There were a few earlier on the Sunday that I missed, but on the whole, did most of them. The event also wasn't perfect in that there were a few glitches and people getting kicked out, which we're kind of used to people getting kicked out of raids now, but that was happening. Raids were locking. We actually got completely booted out of a raid and it wouldn't actually let us back into the gym. The gym just totally locked off. Every time you tapped on the gym, the whole thing just locked up and your game froze. So again, we're kind of used to these glitches and issues when Niantic do events, but on the whole, big picture, it was actually quite a nice event. Nice to see people out raiding again. Nice to see full lobbies, and we had quite a lot of full lobbies, especially on the Sunday. Lobbies were very, very full. But on the whole, really enjoyed it. And that is pretty much going to do it for today's video. So thank you very much for watching. If you are a subscriber to the channel, thank you very much. And if you're not, consider pushing that subscribe button. And if you are our patron, I thank you so much. It really is appreciated. Now I'm going to catch you in the next video in the next few days. I'm not sure what that's going to be, but June's news should be dropping anytime now. So thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Waterfall out.